Welcome back to a special six-pack update where we have Linda Chezem, and today we're going to be talking about ELDs and more specifically the ELD mandate that is going into effect on December 18th. So first, just to start out with a more of a general question, what is an ELD itself? What is it?
Okay, and this is an important question. An ELD is an electronic logging device that is hooked directly to the truck's engine and records speed, location, and time. The entries made cannot be altered, that it be recorded in such a way that it's available for audit by federal motor carriers. So there are significant technical requirements for the electronic logging devices. Everybody who drives more than 150 miles from their home terminal must have an electronic logging device on board their truck. But what it means for the truck drivers is the devices themselves are layered with other rules. And other rules include a rule about the hours of service. And right now, a truck driver may drive for 11 hours. He must take, or she must take, a half-hour break, but they have 11 hours. They can't stop the running of the clock. Once they start their drive, their 11 hours runs whether they get anywhere or not. So for a truck driver who drives 3 hours to make a pickup, he gets to the loading dock and something happens that the load doesn't get loaded for 2 or 3 hours, that driver is still on duty and the time it takes to load is running against his clock.
And with that time requirement, that won't only affect people, it will also affect produce and livestock. How will it affect that?
And this is where the layering of regulations makes this discussion seem technical and complicated, because you have Federal Motor Carrier Administration regs and the Department of Agriculture regs. Department of Agriculture says animals cannot be kept on board more than 28 hours or they must be offloaded, fed, watered, and rested for a minimum of 4 hours. That's a good rule. I want to be really clear. We want to feed, water, and rest the animals. There's no question. The question for that is we have no place to offload them that is biosecure. For the animals and for the animal haulers, the way the rules don't mesh well, I could cause shortages as well.
And how does all of this, the ELD mandate in particular and ELDs in general, how does this all tie into road safety?
Well, the ELD, the electronic logging device, has absolutely nothing to do with safety. It's not going to help safety one way or another. I can say from my view, riding in a big rig, the part of the problem is the drivers of the smaller vehicles that don't know how to drive. So the ELDs really don't have anything to do with road safety. If you want to promote road safety, we need to talk about impaired driving and distracted driving.
Another thing that goes with that is the ELDs are being mandated and arguing for the fact that it will help cut down fatigue. Why is that not necessarily true?
The ELD, again, simply tracks the amount of time the driver drives. It's not going to make it any easier for the driver to drive. And the National Institutes of Health have conducted a number of studies on fatigue and sleep, and fatigue is a very individualized thing.
It's multi-dependent and individual, and a single device isn't going to stop that problem.
Single device isn't going to make you more or less tired.
Right. And just to restate, the device is not the problem. If you want to have the device, that's okay, but the requirements are the problem that are layered in with the device. Am I correct?
That's correct. The devices, though, vary in how well they work and what trucks they work with. I worked with 3 different electronic logging devices today. 1 worked pretty well, 2 didn't work at all. And so the drivers are being forced to almost play a shell game. You know, you pays your money and you takes your chances.
Well, thank you so much for your time and for answering all of my questions. This has been a special update with Linda Chezem, and thank you for watching.